We're going to have the auction here. Easier. Am I saying the shame? Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the seller and Railway Glen Waverley, very good afternoon and welcome to today's auction for Unit 2 at 12 View Road in Glen Waverley. My name is Zhang. It's been my pleasure representing our owners in the last 4 weeks of campaign, and yes, I am your occupant that outlines all the relevant information you need to know in terms of becoming the new owner of this property right here. Now, the particular sale rests as follows. The marketing agent for owner here today is Railway Real Estate, and the property we sell is commonly known to you and I, your neighbours, your postman, your Uber Eats delivery driver, simply as a Unit 2 at 12 View Road here in Glen Waverley. Inclusive in today's sale, all fixed coverage, light fittings, window furnishings, everything that's in the permanent nature as inspected will be delivered to you in the same condition in the 30 up to 60 days of settlement period, of course, unless you made other arrangements with the marketing team before the commence of today's auction. We sell under auction conditions today. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the conclusion of today's auction, if you are the successful purchaser, we'll need two things from you. One is your autograph on the dotted line in the contract sale, and then 10% deposit equivalent of the purchase price here today is payable. We accept the personal check or online transfer, otherwise known as EFT, electronic transfer, funds of transfer. That if you do choose the way of paying by EFT, now we need $20,000 to be transferred to our trust account upon signing the contract sale. We understand there's a daily limit for you to transfer, so the balance is to be paid next Monday, which is the next business date. Like I said, settlement is flexible all the way up to 90 days, of course, unless you made other arrangements with the marketing team before the commence of today's auction. Now, as your auctioneer, it's my duty and responsibility to ensure today's auction is conducted in accordance with the rules or any additional conditions that's made available for inspection prior to today's auction. The rules prohibit making a false bid, prohibits a bidder try to prevent others from bidding, major disruptions by bidders, and there are fines for these conducts. Bidders will be indicated upon request by me as the auctioneer. The rules permits vendor bids and terms I will use to indicate I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor will be simply vendor bid, and by law, only I as the auctioneer can make a vendor bid. And lastly, buyers, if you want to be the one assigning one of these in the next 15 to 20 minutes time, please pay particular attention to the next two rules because they are crucial for your success here today. One, by law, as the auctioneer, I cannot accept any bids or offers that's made after a declared property sold. So before I knock it down to the successful purchaser here today, I'll simply call it out 3 times, like so. First call, second call, third and final call. And once the property has been knocked down, I can't take any more bids. So buyers, if the intention for you to be here today is to be the new owner of this property, make sure your bids are heard and loud and clearly accepted by me before I knock it down to your competitor. In the end of the day, our owner has a reserve price. Ladies and gentlemen, in the event if we fall short of that reserve, by law, only the last bidder will have the first opportunity to buy this property at the owner's reserve. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Unit 2 at 12 View Road here in Glen Waverley. What are we offering you here today is something in this particular pocket of Glen Waverley with everything it's known for right here on your doorstep. The Glen Shopping Centre, approximately 782 metres away according to Google Maps, which $500 million have spent on in the last 24 months since to upgrade it, and a somewhat 60 plus restaurants up the road around the station on Kingsway for you to choose from. We are in Glen Waverley Secondary Catchment and also Glen Waverley Primary School Catchment. Glendale Primary School and Wesley College are also within easy reach. A few bus lines around on Springvale Road will take you to all corners of the southeastern suburb. The property itself, only 2 on the block. There is no active body corporate, ladies and gentlemen. 2 bedrooms plus a study with a cathedral ceiling that give you the extra feeling of the extra space that actually a size like this for a unit is not something we come across on a daily basis. And my personal favourite part of the property is actually the kitchen. For those of us that love to cook, that is the smart design of this layout. Actually, you can close the door and do all kinds of magic with your cooking and no one will complain. And on a block of a 305, like I said, a very generous backyard for you to enjoy as well. But you all know this already because you've been through the property on many occasions in the last 4 weeks of campaign. The reason you are here on 2:07 on a sunny Saturday afternoon, which is rare for the last couple of weeks, is you know this is something that's too good to miss. And imagine if you buy this property here today, next week, and according to the forecast, we're going to have a few good weather, good Saturdays in the next coming months. You could well enjoy this kind of weather somewhere else, in one of the 60 restaurants on Kingsway, or in a shopping centre, or vineyard, or when it gets warmer, go enjoy yourself on the beach, go to the countryside, or even go overseas, because you end your house hunting here today. But who's going to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Unit 2 at 12 View Road, Glen Waverley, in your hands, a fair, reasonable, even-handed start. You called it out. Indicating selling range starts from 790. I don't mind to start a bit of a lower than that. In your hands, you called it. Wherever you're comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we go? I can't start with a van door bid. I'd rather you to start where you're comfortable, ladies and gentlemen. Go with your pace. Okay, I'll start with the van door bid of $700,000. Well below the indicating sounding range at this level, I should imagine that should be sea of hands, ladies and gentlemen. At 7, I'll call a $20,000 rise. At $700,000 bids now. At 7 is the call. Where do we go? Call a 720. At $700,000, where do we go, ladies and gentlemen? You are here to buy. We are here to sell. Yes, sir. 720. Welcome to you. There we go. You moved the first one at $720,000. All the best luck with your bidding there. At 720 is the call. At $720,000 bids there against everyone at 720. At 720, who's going to take me to 740 bids here? At $720,000, call a 40 anywhere. At $720,000 bids with you there now, calling 20 in the rise. At $720,000. Still well below the indicating sounding range, ladies and gentlemen. Glen Waverley schools are walking distance to the Glen. At $720,000, she knows the value. She's holding the key. At $720,000, we don't finish. It's silent here. At $720,000, first call. At $720,000. It's with you there at 720. At $720,000. Where do we go, ladies and gentlemen? You call it out if I can't see you, and get one of the staff to call it out for you. At $720,000 opening bidder. You're holding the key here. At $720,000. Where do we go? Second call now. At $720,000. Beast there at 720. Great value at this stage at $720,000. Beast with you there at 720.
Do you take 10?
20? Too early. Call it 740, sir. 740. It's not going to buy it. Give you a chance to negotiate a $720,000. Start counting once, twice, 3 times at 700. What do you say? 40. A 720 bids here, calling $20,000 rise. 40. Just need a nod. You know it's a great value. At this stage, 305 square meters. That's $720,000 all done, all finished, all signed, and thank you for your patience. At 720, what do you say, sir? 40 your bid. At $720,000. Need to know. Can't hold this position for too long. 40. $1,000, what would you like to do? 10 or better bid at $730,000. Call it 740 or 50, your choice. At $730,000. Start counting once now. At $730,000. Gentleman holds the key at 730. At 730, 10 or better bid attempt to back in. At $730,000. 10 or better bid the same opportunity. If you can't hear me, ladies and gentlemen, 730. He's on at $730,000. Second call here at 730. Beast over here. What do you say? Another 10. Call it 740. Here 730 with the gentleman over here at $730,000. Oh, we don't finish and silent against you. Opening bidder at $730,000. Third and final call at $730,000. 40. If you're not sure, just bid. It's only money. Yours, not mine, but we're getting closer to where you need to be. At $730,000 against you. Ah, we don't finish. And silent. At 730. Call it 3 times and 3 times only. First call. At $730,000. Second call. At $730,000. Are we done? Finished and silent. At 730. For the third and final call at $730,000. I'll give you a moment to think about your next move. Talk to whoever you need to talk to. I'll submit the offer to the owner. Won't take too long. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I guess you had about 3.5 minutes to think about your next move. Ma'am, at $730,000, sir, you're holding the key at the moment. At $730,000, I don't need to go in for any further instructions. If there's no further bidding, he will be the one to go in and negotiate. Ma'am, what's your decision? At $730,000, you can't just come here just place one bid. At $730 over there, another 10 will put you back to the competition. Call it $740. You shake your head the wrong way, this will get you the house. At $730,000, are we done? Finished and silent calling first time at $730,000. 40 will put you back into the driver's seat. You won't be able to find anything like this in this price range in Glen Waverley school zone. That's $730,000. Think about it. No more house hunting. No more real estate agents. At $730,000. Second call. Are we done? Finished? Head silent. $730. Once I call the third and final call, I'll pass the property and you will lose that exclusive opportunity. At $730,000 for the third and final call. At $730,000. Definitely out. Thank you for bidding here today at $730,000. Now, sir, congratulations. Now I'll pass the property to you. And hopefully we can put a deal together and sell the property to you. The rest of you, thank you again for attending another Glen Waverley auction. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.